Hey, shalom, shalom. Hi, Rob Tawab La Adam, Ach Yakam Yawam Man Chagadol, Charlotte, which is good evening. This is your brother Yawan from the GMS camp in Charlotte. Nachamatam Kaya Hamalakat Hashemayim Kwara, repent ye, for the kingdom of heaven is at hand. Kahalayim La La Abanawa Yahweh Bahasham Yahweh Shai Bahasham Rocha Kwadash Wamashana La Zakwanium Na Wamalakem Sharo Chagadol, which is all praises to our Father Yahweh, which means he exists. Bahasham, in the name Yahweh Shai delivers, and double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone. All right, so this is an article on hklaw.com. All right, and it reads, it says, President Trump ends affirmative action requirements from government contractors. It says, it says contractors and grant recipients prohibited from maintaining DEI programs or engaging in discrimination duties of the Office of Federal Contract Compliance programs heavily curtailed. It says, in wide sweeping executive order, President Trump has eliminated the requirement for federal contractors to maintain affirmative action programs. So pretty much, it was a requirement to push forth affirmative action programs. And this is going to list what that entails of. So it says, his order ending illegal discrimination and restoring, merit-based opportunity. The order revokes executive order 11246, equal employment opportunity, which is EEO, which was signed by President Lyndon Johnson in 1965. In addition, the order prohibits federal contractors, subcontractors, and grant recipients from maintaining diversity, equity, and inclusion, or diversity, equity, inclusion, and accessibility programs. I'm going to skip down some. It says the order and impact on government contractors. It says President Trump's new order revokes EOs and their implementing regulations, as well as several other initiatives that were designed to promote diversity and inclusion. So pretty much to make Jake feel included, and pretty much where workplaces was diverse. You see, it no longer has to be diverse. All right, it can be straight Edomites. That's how they want it. That's essentially that the spirit. That's the spirit of what was pushed in Trump's cabinet during his his campaign. Make America great again, so to speak. And what did that entail of? All right, that essentially entailed of pushing forth that old ancient Edomite spirit, where they hated Jake, and that's coming back on the earth, And continuing on, it says for government contractors and grant recipients, the following parts of the order are particularly important, and I just want to go into this, because it was 2/3, Jake, that essentially went to go and essentially vote for this man, when he's not even for the people, which the scriptures essentially, tell us, not to even vote for anybody of another nation, but Jake, going in ignorance, still went down and voted, But continuing on, it says federal contractors and subcontractors shall not consider race, color, sex, sexual preference, religion, or national origin in ways that violate the nation's civil rights laws. So essentially going back to, all right, because Jake felt as if this country was for them, but again, the Lord is essentially riling up that raising up that spirit of that Edomite hatred. Because again, Jake thought this country was for him. Jake felt as if this was his rest. And let's get a couple precepts though. This is Yeshaya, Isaiah chapter 30 and verse 1. It says, woe to the rebellious children, saith the Lord, that take counsel, but not of me. The rebellious children are at 2/3. They're taking counsel. They're taking counsel from America, Babylon the Great, which essentially is which represents bondage and oppression. They're taking counsel from the leadership of this place. But they're not going and asking the Lord. All right, they're not coming and inquiring of this truth. It says that cover with a covering, which a covering is a defense. They're seeking covering, all right, from this nation. All right, but it says, but not of my spirit, that they may add sin to sin. And in doing so, going down and voting and going down and, going hand in hand with Esau, essentially, they are adding sin to sin. So it says that walk down into Egypt and have not asked in my mouth. They don't inquire with the men of the Lord. They would rather go down all right, to bondage, to oppression, to these voting polls, all right, to seek for help. So it says to strengthen themselves in the strength of Pharaoh and to trust in the shadow of Egypt. You see a shadow, when you look for a shadow, essentially that's shade, that's protection. That's essentially what they go down to oppression for, for some type of protection. So it says, therefore shall the strength of Pharaoh be your shame and the trust in the shadow of Egypt your confusion. You see, so this is ultimately 2/3 shame, you see, because they felt as if, when they said make America great again, they understood that Trump was a businessman, not knowing, not understanding that essentially what they was going to push forth, all right, was laws as such, when truthfully, Jake should have been inquiring about this truth, you see. But it says, therefore shall the strength of Pharaoh be your shame. All right, let's get that word for strength. And it says, ma'aiwas, and it says, place or means of safety, protection, refuge. All right. So going back, it says, therefore shall the strength of Pharaoh, the place of, I'm going to go back to that word, ma'aiwas. It says, place of place of safety. Therefore shall the place of safety of Pharaoh, who the Pharaoh will be the leader. You see, in the place of safety are essentially they find them they find safety in writing those laws and legislations. You see, because essentially that allows them to push forth their enterprise. All right, and they can ultimately hide behind those laws and legislations. You see, someone run this back and says, "Therefore shall the strength of Pharaoh be your shame." All right, and the strength of Pharaoh ultimately will be that pen. You see that's essentially how Esau is able to have his strength. I'm gonna get this real fast, just proving that point. Zata Haryam. This is Psalm chapter 73, and we'll get verse 8. Verse 9, it says, they set their mouth against the heavens, and their tongue walketh through the earth. All right, how does the wicked's tongue walk through the earth? Through their laws and legislations. They're able to do what they want. They're able to push forth their lifestyle, all right, through signing those different things into fruition. And it says, therefore shall the strength of Pharaoh be your shame, and the trust in the shadow of Egypt your confusion. All right. And the trust in the shadow of Egypt is being Jake's confusion, you see, because they're trusting in the shadow of Egypt, the protection of Egypt, you see. But ultimately, all right, where that was supposed to be their safety, their refuge, their trust, their shadow, their protection, all right, ultimately it's coming back to shoot them in the foot, you see, because they're essentially losing jobs. They're losing their livelihood over trusting in the shadow of Egypt. All right, that's why it represents the confusion. All right, so going back, it says contractors and grant recipients will be required to certify that they do not operate any programs promoting diversity, equity, and inclusion. All right, I'm going to skip down some. It says the order further directs the director of the Office of Management and Budget to excise references to DEI, diversity, equity, inclusion, and accessibility under whatever name they may appear from federal acquisition, contracting, grants, and financial assistance procedures to streamline those procedures, improve speed and efficiency, lower costs, and comply with civil rights laws, and to terminate all diversity, equity, equitable decision-making, equitable deployment of financial and technical assistance, and advancing equity requirements, programs, and activities. All right, what is all of this going to do? All right, this is going to, it's also going to cut jobs. You see, Jake represents the majority in this society, you see, but mainly it's going to be Esau, all right, and these heathen. Well, mainly it's going to be Esau and these different jobs, you see. So that's going to that's going to push forth to more unemployment. You see, so I'm going to get this real fast. Zayashaya, Isaiah chapter 19 and verse 15, it says, neither shall there be any work for Egypt, which the head or tail, branch or rush may do. You see, so essentially, there's no work for Egypt. All right, there is no work, all right, for America, Babylon the Great, which represents spiritual Egypt, all right, or Egypt 2.0. So this place isn't going to be stimulated, you see. And, harping back on the point of Jake, Jake felt like, this country was returning to its, former glory, if you will, you see, but it's not. I'm going to get this real fast. Zaya Ramya, this is Jeremiah chapter 51, All right, and we'll get verse 6. It says, flee out of the midst of Babylon and deliver every man his soul. Be not cut off in her iniquity, for this is the time of the Lord's vengeance. He will render unto her a recompense. Hey, this place is being rewarded. It's getting its righteous recompense. It says, Babylon hath been a golden cup in the Lord's hand that made all the earth drunken. The nations have drunken of her wine, therefore the nations are mad. It says, Babylon has suddenly fallen and destroyed. How for her take balm for her pain, if so be she may be healed? We would have healed Babylon, but she is not healed. Forsake her, and let us go every one into his own country. For her judgment reacheth unto heaven, and is lifted up even to the skies. You see, so this place is called Maratayam, all right, which goes into double rebellion. You see, well, that double rebellion is going to receive a excuse me. This place is known as double rebellion. You see, so for that double rebellion, is going to receive that double bitterness. All right, because this place is going to receive of that recompense. You see, so since it wanted to rebel double against the Lord, well, it's going to reap. It's going to receive, all right, of bitter judgment. All right, and that bitter judgment is going to be destroyed with those ICBM nukes. All right, now going to where it says we would have healed Babylon, but she is not healed. Jake felt like, this place was Jake always has a optimistic mindset of, captivity being revamped and revived. You see, but that's not the Lord's will for this place. It's the Lord's will that this place goes down. You see, but yeah, I just wanted to go into essentially how DJ Trump is essentially putting laws and legislations into order. You see, to get Jacob out of the workforce. You see, because what's going on right now is that the fourth industrial age. You see, to where they're doing they're pretty much cutting out jobs, and then they're replacing with the AI and stuff like that. You see, but that hatred for Jake is coming back into the country. You see, which all of this is happening corresponding with each other right now. You see, and it's going to ultimately lead to the destruction of America, Babylon the Great, and the destruction of 2/3 are in these heathen. You see, so yeah, I just wanted to go into that. I don't want to Zaza by Naya Paulo as well. That was a beautiful edification through the spirit. Wow, I don't want to Zaza Atam Yash like a lot to Wab as well. You have a good night. Wa Shalom Lakam, which is peace unto you all. Shalom.